Welcome to Lesson 56, Saxon Algebra 1/3 edition. This lesson is going to cover three little things: finite and infinite sets, membership in a set, and then rearranging before graphing. Alright, so basically the difference in finite and infinite is finite, there is a set amount, there is a limit to what can be in the set. For instance, the number of days in a week, it's always going to be 7, okay? It's not going to go on for eternity. In an infinite set, you're always going to have these 3 dots, okay? Because that signifies, and it can either be in the front or in the back or both, it signifies that keeps on going. The set is unlimited or unbounded. Alright, so membership in a set, if we have these numbers, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros, 4 ones, 4 twos, and we want to say that this is set B, then what we need to do is write B equals, and then we're going to use these brackets to indicate a set, and we only need to include each different numeral one time. So we've got 0 in there, we've got 1 in there, and we've got 2. Doesn't matter how many times those numbers occur, they are still part of that finite set. Alright, now all of these are not things that you're going to be talking about right now, but I thought, you know what, I found the image, I thought it was good for you to have for your notebook maybe. This is what we're going to be dealing with right now. Later on we will be using these. And really that's about it this year, I think. Alright, so this little thing that looks like an E means is an element of. And this, obviously, with the slash through it, means not an element of. Alright, now the next part, the third part of your lesson is about rearranging before graphing. There's a reason we do that. Remember a couple lessons ago I told you I wanted to you to write your answer to the substitution problem as an ordered pair with x always coming first. And in an ordered pair, when we graph that, we always graph the x-axis first and then the y. So if we have an equation that is like this, or this, or this, what we always want to do is make sure that we get the y term first if it is not. Alright, now here in this one, the y term is already first. In this one, we need to distribute and then move this 3x and this 15 to the other side, because we want, our goal is to get our equation into the form of what is called a slope-intercept equation. And that would be y needs to come first, y equals something times x plus or minus something else. Okay, and all of these things have meanings, and we're going to get into it a little further when we get into the actual graphing lesson. But for right now, we just know that we need to isolate that y and get it out on the left by itself always. Okay, you can see how here we've got y equals x plus 4, y equals negative 2x plus 1, so forth. Alright, here you can see it a little bit better. They've got the x on this side, and we need to move it to the other side, so you subtract it from both sides. Now you have negative y equals negative x minus 4. Divide by negative 1 to get rid of this negative symbol, and it actually gets rid of all of the negative symbols, and you have y equals x plus 4. Okay. Alright, so let's work our practice problems for this lesson. A says represent the following numbers as being members of set K. So we're going to say K is an element of the set. Let's see, we've got 0, we've got 1, 3, 5, and 9. And that's really all there is to it. Isn't that easy? Alright, so now given the sets A equals 0, 2, 4, that means the only thing in set A is 0, 2, and 4. In set B we have 0, 1, 5, and 6, and then in set C we have 1, 3, 4, and 6. We're going to evaluate whether the following statements, these four right here, are true or false. Alright, let's take the first one. 5 is an element of set B. Well, we can look at set B, we find a 5, that statement is true. Alright, in B it says 5 is not an element of set C. Look at set C, do we see a 5? We do not see a 5, so this is also true. 5 is not an element of set C. C says 0 is an element of set A. Well, we'll look at A. 0 is in that, so it is also true. And D says 3 is not an element of set C. Well, there's set C and there's a 3. So that one is not a true statement. It is false. Alright, starting with graphing here a little bit. It says graph the following equation on a rectangular coordinate system. Alright, so the first thing I need to do is keep this on the left and get this on the right. So I'm going to say negative 3y equals, I'm going to have to subtract 2x from both sides. So equals, and I'm going to put the x term first, okay, negative 2x plus 6. Did you see how I did that? Subtracted 2x from both sides, but you can't subtract negative 2x from 6. They're not like terms. So I couldn't put it right under there. But I'm going to rearrange it so that it meets my slope-intercept form of a graphing equation. So the negative 2x needs to come next, and then the plus 6. Alright, so now what do I need to do? I need to get y by itself. So to do that, I'm going to have to divide every single term by negative 3, and that's going to leave me with y equals, a negative divided by a negative is a positive 2/3 x, and a positive divided by a negative is negative, so minus 3. Alright, so this is how we would graph this. This is called the slope, the number that is with x. Alright, so, and for slope we say rise over run. So, we're going to do up and down first. So we're going to go up 2 over 3, and there's our point right there. Oh wait, I'm sorry, forgot one thing. We do that, but we don't start from 0, from the origin. How do we know where to start? That's what this number tells us. It's called the y-intercept. So it's where this line is going to touch y. So we start at negative 3. From there we're going to go up 2 over 3. And there's our dot right there. And then we can do that a couple more times. up 2 over 3. There's the dot right there on that. And then one more time, 1, 2, 1, 2 over 1, 2, 3. And then we would connect those dots. That's our line. This line represents this equation. Alright, we are going to be doing much more of this. If you're having a hard time understanding it, it's okay. We'll get it. Don't worry, just ask questions, okay? I'll see you next time for lesson 57.